Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is the first time that you are seeing this beautiful face on the internet. Whew. How are y'all doing? So for this video, I I know that a lot of booktubers have videos on their favorite quotes from books. I have a lot of quotes from books that I love, but those quotes, for this video, I'm going to be talking specifically about those quotes that to me really make me feel sad or that really stuck with me up until this day. And please get ready because this is not going to be happy quotes or um, people being happy. This is just going to be sad. I love sad stuff. I love when any book or any movie or any TV show or anything makes me cry. But yeah, I love things that make me cry. Books or movies or anything like that. Um, so I have 12. I have 12 books that I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my favorite quotes, or not my favorite per se, just quotes that really made me feel and made me cry, and in some cases sob. I'm going to let you know what books or what quotes were the ones that made me sob. Because yeah, I if something makes me cry, I cry like a bitch. Yeah. So where do I start? I Okay, so we are going to start with Colin Hoover's books. Now, I've only read 4 books by Colin Hoover, um, and all 4 of them have made me cry. Yeah. Now, when I read Verity, I was like, okay, I have not cried. I'm probably 90% into the book and I have not cried, so it's a win for me. Yeah, right. But then I heard this line and I literally sobbed. I literally cried for probably 20 minutes, maybe more. And I even, I remember the moment I read that line, I texted my best friend and I was like,
Oh my god, please, what are you doing? I need to talk.
I did. I swear to God, I did. But anyways, this line, it says, I wanted to rip my heart out and feed it to you because I knew you no longer had one of your own. Yeah, that that really got me, and I cried so much because I could relate so much to that line. Because we always have those friends or family members or even our parents that when you see them going through something and you can see how bad they are feeling and how they are not acting like themselves, it hurts, and you try to do anything just to make them smile or make them happy. And yeah, it I loved it, but I cried a lot. Now the next Colleen Hoover book, I'm only going to be mentioning 2 of her books, but I have also read, you cannot see it, but I have also read It ends with us and it starts with us both make me cry too, but I don't know, I feel like I don't know, I cannot talk about those books. I'm gonna cry. Then the next line from one of her books that made me cry, well, I cried reading Reminders of Him. It was Reminders of Him, no thank you. For me, this is Reminders to Cry. Because god damn it, I cried a lot reading this book. And what page was that line? As you can tell, I annotated a lot in this book, like a lot, and I try to use the pink and purple tabs because it would match the cover, right? So this is a line that everyone knows because we all know. Even if you have not read a Colin Hoover book, you know this line. I swear. So in this line, it says, "There was before you, and there was during you. For some reason, I never thought there would be an after you. But there it was, and I was in it. I'll be in it forever." What? Because I read this book right after I had recently broken up with someone, and that line really hit me. I was feeling all the things, and reading that about an after you, girl, don't do that to me. Okay, so the next line came from one of my favorite books of 2021, 2020. I don't know. It is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I love this cover. The white, snowy mountain vibes and the red. Oh, and like the little chapel here. I don't know if you can tell, but oh my god, I love this cover. I love it so much. But the line that I'm talking about for this video is, it says, "Life can start to feel full of holes when the love has nowhere to go." I'm telling you, I could never be a writer because I could never come up with stuff like this. This is beautiful, heartbreaking, sad. I just love it so much. And this book, I did not tell you what the other books were about, did I? I don't think I'm gonna do that in this video. I think all 12 of these books are really known, so I don't think I don't think I have to give you a synopsis of those books. So there's that. Oh, this next book almost made it into my favorites of 2020. It was one of my favorites from any of the past years because I cannot remember when I read these books. I'm telling you, I don't, my memory, no bueno. And this one is The Collective. Again, love this cover. And also love this book. The good for her vibes, never mind. I mean, it is still good for her vibes, but like not in a good. I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, just ignore me. So this line from this book, it says, "Even for the luckiest of us, life is mostly pain, with moments of happiness thrown in just to keep us vertical." I love that. I really love that. And you know what? This is good for her. This is a good for her moment. Like, yeah, of course. Yeah. The next quote, it comes from Too Good to Be True. You know, I'm gonna stop saying I love this cover. I love all the covers from all of the books for this video because we're not gonna make this a drinking game. But this cover. The line in this book, it says, or the quote in this book, it says, "You have to understand, it's not that I just fell in love with another woman. I had already fallen out of love with you when I met blank. And I think you had fallen out of love with me too. I think we were both clinging to each other because we didn't know where else to turn. But together we're broken. We've been broken for a long time." Whenever there's talk about broken people, it really gets me. It really does. And a book we all know and a book we all love, Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. This book is so good. I think I've already mentioned this book on my channel. I don't know. Anyways, so the quote from this book is, sometimes a couple can go through something so terrible that not even love can fix it. And again, this made me cry a lot, and I felt it. That's the only thing that I'm going to say. I felt it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about another book that we all know and that we all love. If you don't love it, read it again, because you have to love it. I'm just joking. But read it again. So it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I don't even have to say anything about this book. I love it. 5 stars. If I could give it 10 stars, I would. I have read this book twice. As you can tell, I also annotated a lot in this book because it is so good. It is so good. Oh my god. Yeah, from this book I have 2 quotes because I could easily read you 50, 100 quotes from this book. But these 2 quotes are the ones that really stuck with me. And the first one is, "But she's already losing the sound of her father's laugh. She cannot remember the exact color of her mother's eyes, cannot recall the set of Estelle's." If you have lost someone, or if someone that you love had passed away, you will really feel that quote. And then the next one, it says, "It's just a storm," he tells himself, but he's tired of looking for shelter. "It is just a storm, but there is always another waiting in its wake. It is just a storm, but tonight it is too much, and he is not enough, so he crosses the roof, doesn't slow until he can see over the side, doesn't stop until the tip of his shoes graze empty air." What the fuck? I'm not crying in this video. I am not. So I'm gonna suck up those tears because I'm not crying. I'm not crying. We're down to the last 4, so I'm going to try to go as quickly as I can because I've been recording for 22 minutes. I talk a lot, and I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, so this quote comes from False Witness by Karen Slaughter. This was my first book, the first book that I got that has the decal edges. You cannot, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. That bothered me so much when I saw that. But I don't mind it now. So, yeah, the quote says, "Lee had been privy to their work product. She knew that in rape trials, jurors' comments could run from insulting to demoralizing. If a victim was high or drunk at the time of the assault, then what did she think would happen? If she was angry or defiant on the stand, they didn't like her attitude. If she cried too much or cried too little, they wondered if she was making it up. If the victim was overweight, then maybe she had been desperate and led the man on. If she was too beautiful, then maybe she was stuck up and deserved what she had gotten. That is disgusting. The fact that we live in a society. Ugh, it's just. I hate that. Okay, now, so the next quote comes from The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. I don't even know if I can read you anything from this book without spoiling the whole thing. Can I read you this? Yeah, I can read you this because it has nothing to do with this. I mean, it has to do with the story, but it doesn't give you anything away. So, but yeah, this book is so good. This book is so good. I I read it for the book troop. Definitely one of my favorite books that I read for the book troop. This book is just so good. And the quote says, "How many times can someone bend before they break forever? You have to take care. Dealing with broken things, sometimes they give way and break others in their turn." I've been there. Please read this book. Please, just read it. In this book, there is a cat that reads the Bible. If that does not convince you to read the book, then I don't know what can. Because a cat that reads the Bible, you know the book is going to be good. You just know it. So give it a try. So the next quote, it's from a book that I really love and I appreciate. I am just happy that I was able to read this book because I had been putting it off for a long time because I know that it can be tough to read this book, but I am so happy that I read it, or at least that I read it at a time where I was mentally able to read the book. And it is The Midnight Library. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And of course, if you want to read this book, please make sure to check out the trigger warnings for this book because it deals with heavy stuff like suicide and depression and anxiety and all of that. But the quote that I'm talking about, okay, so it says, she realized that she hadn't tried to end her life because she was miserable, but because she was managed to convince herself that there was no way out of her misery. And that, she supposed, was the basis of depression, as well as the difference between fear and despair. Fear was when you wandered into a cellar and worried that the door would close shut. Despair was when the door closed and locked behind you. There are a lot of lines that I love about this book. But this one is just amazing. I really love this book. And yeah, he's one of my babies. And now we're down to the last book for this video. And to be honest, this is a book that I didn't think I would read because it has some fantasy elements to it. But I actually read it because Lala read it from Books on Lala and she loved it. And I think it was a reading blog, or I don't know if it was a wrap up or whatever, but she was talking about this book and how much she loved it. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing it. If Lala loved it, then I'm gonna love it. And I did. And it says, silence is the only way she knows how to deal with pain. As if by pretending she's moved on, she can stop hurting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's me. Yep, totally. So yeah, I used to think it was crazy to annotate and tab your books. Until I did, and I can't stop. Like I literally can't stop. I'm going to show you some of my most tabbed books. Okay, so these are not all of them, but as you can tell, I do like to tab. Can you tell? Hi, this is editing me. So, well, first of all, do not comment anything about my hair. It's a mess, I know. Last night, when I was filming this video, my camera died right before I was about to film the outro. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. And don't forget to drink water. Your skin needs the water. Anyways, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.